Eating on 40-week lentils in gravy, roasted potatoes. Hey, a while back I wrote a rice beans guide, but decided to write a regular series of posts on how I feed myself on 40-week, and eat rather well in doing so. So without further ado. Ingredients: 5 to 8 servings, 2 cups dried green lentils, 1 to 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 4 to 5 carrots, 1 12-oz bag frozen peas, 1 onion, 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, 4 cups of water for the lentils. Initially 3 pounds of potatoes, about 5 to 8 medium-sized potatoes, 4 cups of water for broth or beef bouillon cubes, 1 4C cornstarch, 1 4C water. Cornstarch. A generous amount of drops of Worcestershire sauce, 2 to 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil for the potatoes, salt and pepper for the potatoes. It may look like a lot of ingredients, but they are really cheap directions. Dice onion and set aside. Peel and dice carrots and set aside. Boil 4C of water. Place lentils in water, cover and simmer until water is absorbed into the lentils, about 30-45 minutes. Peel and dice potatoes into chunks of about 1 inch and set aside. Preheat oven to 400 in a pot, large saucepan or large saute pan. Heat the vegetable oil to medium-high. After the oil is heated, add the diced onion and carrots and cook until the onion softened, like 4 to 5 min. Microwave the bag of peas to get it to room temperature, at least like 3 min or so. While that is cooking, peel and dice the garlic. Add the diced garlic and cook for another minute or so. Add the cooked lentils, peas, the 4 cups of water for broth, the 4 bouillon cubs. Bring to a boil, cover and simmer. Toss the potatoes in oil, then salt and pepper them. Taste. Place on baking sheets and place in the oven for about 25 to 30 min. Keep an eye on them. Turn them once if possible. Once the potatoes are finished to your liking, remove them from the oven and set aside. In a small bowl, mix the 1,4C cornstarch and an equal amount of water until the consistency is smooth, and add that to the lentil mix and stir it in to thicken it. Add the Worcestershire sauce to the mix to taste once satisfied. Remove from heat. Serve in a bowl with the potatoes. Notes on the ingredients. There are many different types of lentils, and they generally are substitutable. I like green lentils here because they are bigger and gives the dish a better texture than I think red lentils would. I go through enough lentils that I have each on hand. Carrots are a great vegetable for the frugal chef. They are cheap, sturdy, can last like 6 weeks in the fridge, and can be put in a variety of dishes. I go through a lot of carrots and can get a 2 lb bag at Aldi for like 2. In this series, get used to seeing carrots in the recipes. I like peas here, but any frozen vegetable would do here. Having a few bags of frozen vegetables in your freezer is a good move because they are generally cheap and hold well, and frozen veggies keep their nutritional content. I buy onions in 3 lb bags at Aldi for 2. A 3 lb bag will net like 6 onions. Onions do not stay good as long as carrots, so make sure you are using them if you buy in bulk. Onions will last about a month. I love cooked onions, so this is another thing you will see a lot of in this series if you choose to follow it. Even if I end up tossing an onion at the end, it's still worth it to buy in bulk rather than buying by the onion. I bought a 10 lb bag of russet potatoes at Aldi for like 4, which was a real deal. So you are going to see some potato recipes in the next few weeks, which is fine by me because I love them. In this recipe, I roasted them. But I have done this same recipe with mashed potatoes, which is essentially an inverted lentil shepherd's pie, which I love, but switched from beef to lentils to manage the cost better. Potatoes will also last weeks, but store in a dry, dark place when roasting. Keep an eye on them instead of relying on a strict time. All sorts of things will affect the baking time, size of the dice, type of potato, etc. If I were eating the roasted potatoes on their own here, I would add in some rosemary or paprika, or something else to give them more flavor. But since they are getting covered in gravy here, I decided it was not worth it to season them further than just salt and pepper. Using beef bouillon cubs, cornstarch, and water is the cheapest way to get a gravy. You can buy the gravy packets instead, but for me, they are like 0.60 packet and I would need 4 here, so better off just making it from scratch. Cornstarch is good to have, it is not that expensive, and you will go through it eventually. It lasts forever. Do not add cornstarch directly to hot liquid, it will begin to cook and leave little lumps, the consistency will get janked up. Instead, dissolve in a small bit of water, and then add the starch water dissolved mixture into the hot liquid. I really like Worcestershire sauce. It adds great depth of flavor. A bottle lasts years as well. I do not necessarily know if I would go out and buy a bottle for this recipe specifically, but it's a great add if you have it. When storing in the fridge, store the potatoes and lentil gravy separately to maintain each's texture and consistency. Notes on cooking style: I am a big proponent of meal prepping. It allows me to achieve economies of scale in cooking. The recipe above makes 5 to 8 servings. I eat a lot, and this is 5 servings for me, but for someone who eats less, this can easily be 6 to 8 servings, so spread out over that many servings. This is under